We got stuff to talk about today. This article has been going everywhere. You guys have probably read it. The article is pretty interesting of a read. I don't agree with everything in this article, and I think the person who wrote it seems very mad at everything. The article is not written with just like, let me break this down to you and let me talk to you. It's like, I'm a fucking genius and all these people are so dumb and the shit they're doing is so whack. Like, that's basically how it's written. And like, I would say that is hard for me to buy in 100%. I think you're not allowed to disagree with the article. Well, I do. Loud incorrect buzzer. I don't think this article is like the pinnacle of like, this is genius. Why has no one ever thought of this? I want to talk to you guys about some of the ideas that I think about when it comes to fighting games as products and hear your opinion on some of these things and then do some comparing and contrasting. So they say the vision is born from the following observations, which I will argue for. Fighting games are currently reaching roughly 1/10 of their potential audience. Changing the core gameplay mechanics will have almost no effect of the genre reaching this potential, and there are multiple other dimensions the genre can and must evolve along in order to reach this audience. I agree with this middle bullet point a lot. Every other popular game that I can think of has like a very high skill ceiling and is really difficult. Chess or StarCraft or League of Legends or Dota or Valorant. Deadlock's hugely popular right now. It's one of the most played games on Steam and you can't even play it unless someone invites you to a private alpha. The skill ceiling of that game is insanely hard. Yeah, you ever watch someone play Build Fortnite, bro? We're not even in the same universe. You should, in fact, make complicated, difficult games. Those are the ones that people will want to play forever. So I don't think that the game needs to be easy, as long as like jumping in and playing the game is also fun. And then they talk about a lot of the things people say about like why fighting games aren't popular. And then they bring up counter examples. Chess, Counter-Strike, Valorant, and Deadlock, which are all pretty popular games that a lot of people play, and I think you can compare them in the same genre of competitive game that people like to play against each other. And they discuss a little bit about like why these are better products and some of the problems with them. Now, here's the core of the article that I wanted to talk about. What are fighting games lacking as a product? I think like good online play, so rollback. I think like crossplay is really an important one for a lot of people. Functional training modes, especially without purchasing content. Single player content for you to dig into and play. Guides or like in-game combo advice or trials, or the thing that Street Fighter did where it's like, here's how you play the character. The character wants to keep away. So here's some tools you can use to do that. Quick matchmaking and instant rematch is a big one for me. When I finish a match against someone, I should be able to instantly rematch without loading and just instantly go in. One of the biggest things that the genre does well is that matches are not long. So you can play 40 games in the same time, you know? They list crossplay, single player content, anti-cheat, online netcode, matchmaking systems, ranked systems, and practice modes. And what they say is like the game needs a story mode that cultivates an appreciation for the game's depth. Like basically you could gamify tutorials. A goon is gonna jump at you from the air, like anti-air them, or this person's gonna be on the ground and throw fireballs at you, parry them, or jump over them. I think a good example too of stuff that could be expanded upon is Street Fighter has drills in training mode where it's like, here's an anti-air drill, here's an anti-DI drill. But if that was just pushed into the World Tour mode and like turning it into a game, rather than just giving you lots of menus and text that people aren't gonna engage with. If you're just like, hey, here's the tutorial on how you learn the game and get good, and then right next to it, you put, here's the thing that queues you online against other people, people are going to go, I don't know anything. I'm queuing online against other people. I'm losing. I don't understand why. I'm out of here. That's just how they engage with stuff, unfortunately. I play with my friends, right? When we learn a new game, I'm like, hey guys, I recommend doing the tutorial. It takes like 4 minutes. You'll be done with it so fast. And then we could play a game. All of them are like, nah, I'm not doing the tutorial. Let's play. Game starts. How do I buy items? How do I pick stuff up? What's the button to sell stuff? How do I build this? What do I, and I'm like, bro, I played the tutorial and now I have to teach all of you motherfuckers to play the game because you can't be bothered to do the tutorial. And it's gonna take me 15 million years to explain to all of you how to do something, because instead of spending 5 minutes to learn to play the game, they'd rather lose for like an hour and blame the game. But yeah, there's a lot of things you could do to improve. IMO, Street Fighter 6 did a lot of really cool, smart things, and they could do even more cool, smart things in the future. I think they could probably iterate on what they're trying now. And some of the things this article suggests, I think, are good ideas. The big problem they have is that everybody is out here trying to simplify the gameplay instead of fixing the problem with the products. Let me ask you a question. Outside of fighting games, all this stuff you would compare them to, chess, you know, as an example, StarCraft, Valorant, League of Legends, TFT, Deadlock. Of those games, which of those games have all of this stuff? None of them. Like they don't have it. And what's the difference between fighting games and those games, right? Fighting games are selling a box to you that you purchase upfront for $60. So the expectation IMO is that you're getting more bang for your buck. It has to beat a $0 product from all of these other genres. You need to justify the cost of the box, all the single player stuff, all of the extra like modes and bells and whistles that'll teach you things, all the extra tutorials, things to engage you outside of just playing ranked matchmaking, which is what most of the other things offer. The benefit the other genres have is that they are not selling you a full-fledged product. They are giving you the bare minimum for $0. I don't know if you've ever booted up TFT. TFT is one of the biggest games in the world. It's insanely large in China. It probably pays for Riot Games to stay open by itself. There is one single player mode and no tutorial. It's either queue up like fast mode, normal games, or ranked games, and that's it. It's really funny because like I play TFT and I really, really like it, but every single person who learns the game has to learn either by a friend teaching them or guides. In fact, even in fighting games that are $60 products with tutorials, with guides, with single player content to teach you, what do you do when you want to learn a new fighting game? You open YouTube and you start typing in guides, and then like a Diaphone video or a Sajam video pops up and you're like, all right, cool. I mean, even Deadlock, if you're like, how do I learn Deadlock? I posted a Deadlock tutorial on YouTube. You can just go watch that. That's how you learn whatever it is you want to learn. Like League of Legends has no single player content basically, right? Valorant has no single player content for you to enjoy, but that's the difference. Fighting games cost an upfront box of $60 and $25 to $30 season passes for each season afterwards, which makes getting in later even harder. This article spends some time like gassing up other games, and they gas up like chess as a product. Chess is one of the oldest games of all time. That's the start. The second thing is the barrier of entry to play chess is way lower than all fighting games. Popular everywhere in the world. There are guides and tutorials for it in every single language, and it's free. However, it's not like chess has always been the most popular thing of all time. It's not like chess.com has been the most successful website for the last like X amount of years. As of 12:48 p.m. today, when did chess.com start and how did it grow?
2005 is when we got the domain. We didn't launch until 2007. So May 2007 is the first internet archives. This was our 20th anniversary this year. It was a lot of like, not very much, and then like a lot of chess over the last 5 years.
A lot of chess over the last 5 years. What happened 5 years ago? It was the pandemic, and then they started doing like PogChamps and like all the chess events that got really popular with a bunch of influencers, and the Queen's Gambit show, and like all this stuff at the same time. It blew up a lot during this because like streamers and other creators were like interested in it, and you know, that's what happened. I've explained this before, but Street Fighter 6 is a good product. People were really happy about it. It was doing well, and then just inexplicably, multiple years into its lifespan, it just got really popular because like a bunch of big Japanese streamers started playing the game. You can't plan for that. Like Street Fighter did everything right, and then it took years for that to happen, you know? What I will say about this list of stuff to like be a bare bones functioning game. Street Fighter has this, like Mortal Kombat has a lot of the stuff that they're asking for here. Guilty Gear to an extent, right? Like Tekken has its story mode. There's quite a few of them in the genre that exist that have those things. And a lot of people don't want some of that stuff. Like I spend $60 and then I don't play the single player content or like the tutorial stuff really a lot of times. Generally, I'm there for ranked matchmaking and training mode, which other genres give you for free. Chess.com, you just make an account, it's free. You can play it on your phone, you can play it on your browser, you can play it on whatever, right? Playing Valorant, it's free. League of Legends, it's free. Apex Legends is free. And you can unlock all of the gameplay elements to them for free without spending money. You don't get in all of these single player content that's super great. You don't get full-fledged story modes. You don't get a lot of the other like bells and whistles and stuff. They don't really offer anything on this list. Primarily, it's you either fight bots or you fight people. And that's the modes that they offer. And for many of them that have been out for years and years and years and years, that's all they offer. Do you guys remember what Beta Valorant was like? Beta Valorant had like 3 or 4 maps. Maybe it was even 2. Maybe it was only like Haven and Bind or Split or something. And it had 10 characters in a 5v5 team shooter. You could have all of the characters in one game. Wait, was it 8 characters? It might not have even been 10. That would be like 2XKO launching with 3 characters. Or like Marvel Tokon launching with 7 characters. And then obviously now it's like 20 something or whatever, however many agents they have. It's a hero shooter. You could be like, well, CSGO only has 1 character or 2, depending on how you look at it. But like, dude, it's a hero shooter. That's the purpose and difference in these kinds of games. They're free. You don't have investment in them upfront with a box price, so the expectations of what the product is going to deliver to you is different. I do think if they're going to sell you a $60 product, they got to succeed. They have to not be Valorant or Apex or whatever. They have to be Call of Duty. They've got to offer you like a story mode and a bunch of other stuff to do. There's a lot of games out that are coming out and they have story modes with lots of things for you to do outside of the fighting game. Tons of tutorials, in-game guides. These products are starting to add more and more stuff. And I think even that you expect more from the next product, right? We're at kind of like a crossroads where many fighting game players, myself included, the majority of your engagement with the product is only the stuff that gets offered for free in the other genres. What this article, and I think a lot of other people or some people in the genre look for, is they want the $60 price tag with all of the stuff in it. You can do either. You could do what 2XKO is doing and have a free product where the purpose is playing the game against other people and you offer what all of the other games in the competitive genre offer, or you can sell a box for $60, but you need to justify people's money spent on the game. And as far as 2XKO goes, I think that model is perfectly serviceable for a fighting game. It's just whether a fighting game grabs you or not. And the only thing it offers you is what all of the other competitive games that are $0 offer you, which is playing against other human beings online and a sandbox. The biggest thing about those games is you need more stuff to do constantly, more characters and more stages and updates and whatever, because you are not buying into the product and spending money on the content upfront, but you will spend money long-term by investing in it and then buying skins and then buying cosmetics and buying battle passes. And you're like along for the ride rather than pre-buying a ticket and then being like, I am in $60 just to try. So whether I like the game or not, you got my money. But if you look at anything, whenever there's new updates or new things, people will come back. And every single time you have a new shiny thing for people to come mess with in a free-to-play game, the numbers will go up because people will come back to you, try it, and then more people will stick to it generally. And yeah, the thing about the Riot layoffs is I'm pretty sure the Riot layoffs are premeditated, i.e. if that game could have come out and had 1 million concurrent players and all those people were getting laid off. They probably wanted to do it back when Riot was going to do the layoffs back in 2024, but because the game was shipping, they didn't do it then. So I think that was an inevitability because 3 weeks of data is like not really enough to justify laying off half the team. No, it's like such a short turnaround. I don't even know what their expectations are or were. I don't know if anybody knows. This article is interesting. Yeah, I don't agree with everything in the article, but I think it's an interesting read. I think that like there's lots of more interesting things fighting games could be doing. How effective and how worthwhile they are for dev time is another thing though. You just need the right combination of like product that people are interested in, game that like captivates a lot of people, and then everybody will play it and like it and enjoy it. And that's it. And there has been a lot of fighting games that are very popular and people enjoy. And I think even now, plenty of fighting games have lots of people playing. Like Street Fighter's concurrent players and viewership on Twitch is very good. I don't think these games are doing bad. Are they as popular as insert X game here? No, but if you want to like might makes right, then like Fortnite is the best game of all time. It just depends on your point of reference. How the cat's doing? You can ask him, he's right there. The big thing is Boot. He's in like this giant dog bed under our bed. So he sleeps in this all day. Let me see if there's like a picture of oh, I forgot about this one.